The transfer portal is on fire, has been for a little while. I don't think this is going to subside anytime soon. I wanted to get you updated on the very latest. This is big. If it hasn't already impacted your program, check your watch. It's about to. Jacob Copeland has entered the transfer portal as of a few hours ago. He is out of Florida. Well, he's from Florida. He was their leading receiver, the Gators' leading receiver from this past year. Hops in the portal. He's a fifth-year player. Well, no, he's a fourth-year player. He's the fifth Florida player to enter the portal so far after the season ended. Now, I told you he's their leading receiver. And so you might think, oh, they're probably going crazy in Gainesville. They're panicked down there. They're not. This is a very unique time, this portal season of ours. It's a very unique time because sometimes when you lose a guy, there is a lot of freak out. Other times when you lose a guy, even if the production looks impressive and it looks like it's going to leave a major void, you get on the ground and you talk to the fans and they say, nah, oh well. I mean, I wish him well. Oh well. That's kind of the collective way that Florida Gator fans have received this news. The net is that they're a lot more excited about what's to come with their program than they are upset that Jacob Copeland is going to leave. That's not to knock him. I'm just giving you the absolute, brutal, honest takeaway from Florida fans. Now, what could be the case here is Jacob Copeland could go find a new home, and he could absolutely pan out and fulfill his immense potential out of high school, and he's not been a bad player by any stretch. He doesn't believe he's maximized his potential at Florida. For the record, I don't either. Whose fault that is a matter of opinion. But it could be that both parties are better off for this. This is a name to keep an eye on, though. There will be no shortage of suitors, I would imagine, for Jacob Copeland, because everyone now wants their Jamison Williams. Everyone wants to be able to do what Bama did. That's not a comparison, to be clear. I'm not comparing one to the other. Everyone wants to strike gold. Everyone wants to hit that wide receiver lottery now. Which brings me to Corey Raymond. Corey Raymond's not a player, but he is tied to many of them. Corey Raymond has long been one of LSU's staples in their recruiting machine down there under Ed Orgeron. He was their star recruiter, and the reason I'm talking about him in the past tense is because Billy Napier walks in. What did we say when Napier was hired at Florida? We do not have an opinion on him yet because we are waiting to see the staff he puts together. It's always my philosophy when you hire a coordinator or a coach from the lower level, the G5 level or whatnot. Well, he went and got Corey Raymond. And this sent shockwaves through Gainesville and Baton Rouge and really the entire SEC. There were a lot of folks surprised at this move. And so then the logical next question is, if we've got a new coaching staff at LSU, so maybe Orgeron recruited a lot of those guys with the help of guys like Corey Raymond, and since none of those folks are there anymore, and the portal's wide open, and we've already seen several players just in the last 48 hours from LSU enter the portal, are they done? Is the exit door closed? Could a Keishawn Boutte, for example, enter the portal? No, there's a lot of smoke about him. I think this bears close watching because this is one where he didn't leave the conference. He just merely hopped over the division line. And these are teams, obviously, that play every year. And Billy Napier, it's almost like the guy knows what he's doing. And so I would keep a close eye on LSU. It's a natural process. It's a natural side effect of changing coaching staffs. But keep an eye on both those rosters. Another thing to keep an eye on for different reasons, Kevin Falk is not going to return as the running backs coach at LSU. Now, this dude has been through a lot. He's had personal tragedy in his life. So let me make it very clear. Everybody on this program wishes Kevin Falk nothing but the best. He's a staple at LSU, great dude, and someone who's dealt with a lot of non-football related issues. And so we wish him the best. Don't know if he's going to be retaining an off-field role or not. We just know he's not going to be an on-field coach there anymore. He's also heavily involved in the recruiting infrastructure down there. He single-handedly is responsible for a couple of really big guys they just got in the last recruiting cycle. Also, Quinn Ewers. We're probably going to update this every time we talk about the transfer portal until he commits somewhere, which could be as soon as next 7 days or so. Quinn Ewers, of course, comes out of Texas. He's the number one player in the country, and he leaves in his senior year of high school. So forgoes his senior year, goes to Ohio State for a hot minute, doesn't pan out there. He's in the portal already again. So Quinn Ewers should be a high school senior right now, and instead he's already been in the transfer portal. God bless America. And so he was in Lubbock, Texas this past week. Not because he has family there. He actually visited Texas Tech. If that sounded disrespectful, it's just because a lot of people are surprised by it. Maybe you shouldn't be, but a lot of people are surprised by it. Now, he's got a visit to Austin this Saturday. So Mike Roach and all the dudes over on, and Taylor, I'm sorry about that, all the folks over on Horns 24/7 are keeping a close eye on that, and everyone is. So you'll know if he sneezes wrong, you'll know. But here's what I do want you to pay attention to. I was perusing, as I'm one to do, and I did notice that Brady Boyd entered his name into the transfer portal. Now, Brady Boyd means nothing to you in all likelihood, but Brady Boyd is a receiver who went to Minnesota, and he's in the portal now. And the reason his name matters is because he played at South Lake Carroll with Quinn Ewers. Now, there is some hot speculation this evening out there that maybe the two could be attached at the hip. And maybe if Brady Boyd goes to Texas Tech, it's a package deal with Quinn Ewers. I don't mean to baselessly speculate here, but I'm going to. Maybe that's the case. Who knows? At the very least, they're acquaintances. At the very least, they know each other. And at the very least, we know the smoke about Quinn Ewers and Texas Tech is real. So let's keep an eye, because even the folks close to Texas have guarded optimism. Here's what guarded optimism means. I'm telling you what you want to hear, but dude, anything could happen at this point. That's really where I think we are. That's, I think, the best information there is to go on, because I don't think Quinn Ewers knows where he's going yet, is what I'm trying to tell you. Last but not least, just keep an eye on all these new staffs, but also keep an eye on Mel Tucker and Michigan State. They're probably doing it again. I think they've already picked up 2 or 3. They picked up another guy, a linebacker out of Mississippi State in the transfer portal today. Let's just keep an eye on Mel Tucker and Michigan State, because you know they're ranked number 1 right now in our transfer portal rankings, for what that's worth. There was talk this year amongst some, when Mel Tucker got his extension, that I can't believe you extended a guy just because he won some games one year. Well, he won 6 more games than the Vegas win total, so let's not just classify it as some games. The guy won more than double what he was supposed to win. But also, there was talk that all he did was just go get a bunch of kids out of the portal. He didn't even put that team together. This is the new age of college football, guys. That counts. What Mel Tucker did last year is the 1997 equivalent of putting together a stellar recruiting class and developing it for 2 years and then popping it on everyone. I don't care if you like it. I'm not here to judge the merits of one way versus the other way. I've got my personal preferences, but they don't matter, because reality is what it is right now. Watch Mel Tucker, because he's kind of put his stamp on this approach to roster construction. And if you look right now, as we are 6 days away from early signing day, and how many guys there are in these signing classes, you just start doing the math. Use your fingers. Not that high to count. Just start using your fingers and count how many guys your program has committed and how many they plan on taking next week, and then theoretically how many they may take in February. You're not going to get to 25 in all likelihood. And that's because everybody has a portal plan, the old PP, the portal plan. Some of them are going to pan out better than others. Some of them are going to be roster deficient because they swung and missed in the portal. Everyone's leaving wiggle room. In our production-based world, we call it accordion content. We put a segment on the beginning and endings of shows that we could go 5 minutes on or 15 minutes on. Well, everyone has got some accordion room now in those signing classes because of the transfer portal. Fascinating theater, because someone's going to get burned and someone's going to strike it rich. And sure enough, they will be in the thick of the college football playoff discussion in November, and you'll say, all they did was use the portal. Yep. And therefore, all they're doing is winning games because of the portal. When you look at those incentives on the contract, it doesn't have an asterisk next to the win total that you have to eclipse based on how you got those wins. It just matters that you won.